Welcome to The Worst with Chad Austin. Today I have with me my friend and colleague in the fight of fights, that is the bar world, and not him anymore though, but Bebo's with me, Bebo Garcia.
Hello.
And we're starting off a little loose, a little limber. It's the middle of the afternoon, having a little brewski.
That's it.
Breakfast. Little breakfast of champs.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll tell you what, my morning didn't start off that good because I have become what I feel like. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily, but like it's one of those things where it just feels so LA to not be able to drink normal milk anymore.
Oh, really?
Like I'm completely lactose intolerant.
Yeah, same here because I actually just tried it out. Like, what's this like healthy alternative to milk? And I started drinking soy milk, and that was actually worse. And then I couldn't go back to milk. Just I can't have milk or ice cream now.
Yeah, dude. So seriously, it's fucking terrible for me. But when you think about like all of like the movie stereotypes and stuff, where it's like somebody in a coffee shop, I want a soy mocha, blah blah blah, and but yeah, I went to Starbucks this morning and I ordered my coffee with oat milk, and they 100% put half and half in it.
Oh.
And I have just felt like I've been on the verge of shitting my pants all day.
Here we go again.
So. Welcome back to the life.
I can take over for a second. If you need to step away for a second.
If I need to step away, Bebo can fill.
as Chad fills that.
We can kill time. Yeah, man. It's been over a year since I've seen you.
Definitely
in person.
Over a year. Yeah, man. I think it might have been the last shift that I worked at Lono, which was.
Well, no, you came back to visit a few times afterwards.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know, because there was plenty of like late Tuesday nights where Bebo would pop in the back alley.
Oh my god!
And say
as
what's
you guys
up.
are ready to leave, here comes this ominous figure through the. Oh, it's just Bebo.
No, yeah, there was definitely multiple times where it was just like, all right, like. I got off behind the bar around 9. I finished up some shit. It's like 10:30. I'm about to bounce, and then I see Bebo walk in. I was like, I'm gonna stay for a little while.
Yeah, have a shot. Come on,
have a shot.
Just a little guy.
Couple brewskis.
Yeah,
you want to go out back? Yeah, let's go out back. You know, it's just like one of those things where it was just natural that hey, homie stops in. Who needs to go home?
Yeah, man, and it felt like home. It still felt like home because I always feel like I've worked at a bunch of different bars, but never quite felt like home. And being from LA. You really don't hang out in Hollywood. It's not a place you go.
No,
chill.
you don't. You don't chill in Hollywood.
No, and it wasn't like my first idea to work there. But once I started, you just find out where's the where and like where it's not so touristy or yuppie-ish.
Yeah, dude. Last week and for the audio dropped. This is a Monday. Audio dropped today, and then the video drops tomorrow. But last week for the podcast, I had Amir on, which I'm not sure if you met. I think he might have came in after you left. He was. Basically, he was one of Nick's homies that came in as like a prep guy.
I remember he was a regular guy too. He used to go once in a while. He's a super familiar guy.
Yeah. So Amir was in last week, and I kind of had this talk with him about Lono, where it felt like the reason why we all loved it so much and kind of gravitated to hanging out after shift or just popping in was like one of those first places where it was just like. These are my people. These are like these are the degenerates of the bar world,
yes.
And we have all managed to land in one spot. So it didn't matter who was working. You were just like, I'm vibing with this guy tonight.
Yeah.
Like who do I got at the front bar with me tonight? Oh yeah, that'll do. It didn't matter. You know, it was just like
it felt amazing to like know that I was able to like move up. Now that you mentioned it, that we're like degenerates, I'm like I moved up pretty quickly and gained everybody's like, I don't know. Just it became a real close family because I got there and I saw the sign that said Ohana. When I walked in, I was like, man, this is bullshit. Like, here we go. Like, here's another bar trying to keep everybody. There's always drama and shit, but
dude, always
zero drama is what I liked about Lono between employees. You know,
between the employees, absolutely,
just nothing but love and
it was
drinking and
no, that was nice. That was nice. I mean, there was a couple times where shit got a little too real. Like, I remember one night I gave one of the servers too many drinks.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, you would probably know which one she is, but she came up to me and she would get a drink, and then like a little bit later she got another one for me, and then I noticed she like got one from the bartender working next to me.
Oh no.
And then about 20 minutes later, I'm watching her walk to a table, and she's fully just like crossing legs, like basically just falling over herself. And I was like, fuck. God damn it.
What have you done?
God damn it. Why can't you just handle your liquor?
I was thinking about this yesterday because I've gotten really close to another friend of mine. I actually brought her into Lono. RC. I don't know if you remember
yeah, I
her.
remember RC.
We were having a conversation yesterday about how much we used to. You're not supposed to, right? Whatever. You're working a bar, but you drink with your customers. You take shots, right?
Yeah.
Jeez, like it was a higher than average amount. Because when I tell people how many shots we would take in a couple hours, they're like, "That's insane." And you still worked, and I still drank too, and kept working. And
no.
Still...
Lono made everybody a different beast. And maybe that's why I thought that this girl could handle the drinks that I gave her. Yeah. Miscalculation, because the bartender team ran differently than the server team.
Yes. Yeah.
But I just remember the next day, they upper management asked me, they're like, how did she get so drunk? And I was like, fuck, that's my bad. I'm not going to place this on anybody else. I was like, that was me.
And it's true. Like, what do you think happened? Like,
yeah. I was like, I'm not gonna let anybody else go down for this. Like, I did it. I fucked up. I let her have I just had a cocktail or two.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, she probably had her own before she got in.
I'm sure.
Also, the way these are just all the dirty secrets coming out.
Oh yeah, fuck it.
But like working Sundays, I used to work Sundays before Doug came in.
Oh yeah.
And just show up. My morning was 4 p.m. Just like, oh shit, I gotta be there right now at 5. And then like show up and just wait in the alley and like all the smells coming out and everything in the sunlight.
Ugh.
And then just starting your shift off, like it's just rough. But then you oil yourself back up and then you do it again that night.
No, absolutely. I mean, and like seriously though, Lono did make us all just almost superhuman with how much we could drink and still keep our shit together.
Very true.
It was pretty, like if you were an outsider, it was pretty incredible to watch.
I recently had an encounter with a cop while I was hammered. It was my birthday.
Oh.
And I held myself together pretty well.
Yeah?
Yeah. They had me do this test.
Oh, they did everything?
Yeah. But it was just like this whole thing, just me being like drunk and riding a bicycle, is like the only reason why I feel like I'm still here. Jeez, because the whole issues with like being so wasted and like just forgetting where you are, not even knowing what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
That's so scary, like blacking out, waking up the next day, like what the hell happened last night?
Yeah, what went on? I don't remember past, about past like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys to tell me, let me pick up the pieces by that way.
Oh, dude, yeah. Just gotta hold it together and make better decisions.
Yeah, but when I noticed like when the pandemic started, you started biking a lot more, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Because I moved when I first came to this area, K-Town, I got rid of all of my, I kind of just got rid of a bunch of furniture, a bunch of things, letting go of my childhood because I was moving out of my mom's house.
Yeah.
I even left my car and then just started riding a bike to work and continued that. And during the pandemic, I really got into it. I got that first unemployment check and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go get myself an expensive bike. I got the shoes. I got the little.
I know
kit.
You got the whole jumpsuit and everything, dude.
I feel like a superhero wearing that thing.
I mean, I've never worn one because it just probably would not work well on my body type, but
it feels amazing.
But it looks like it feels comfy as hell.
Yeah, man. Apparently, it cuts down wind drag, and you get like more aerodynamic, and you actually feel the difference when I was riding 100 miles a week during this summer.
Yeah, I know. I was like, damn, dude, he's getting it.
That was rough. I mean. Looking back, I'm like, I don't know if I can do that right now. Also, the weather is I get cold real easily, so.
Oh, okay.
And then I just rather do it in the sunlight.
All right, yeah. No, I feel you, man. It was weird to watch, like the transition of especially everybody from our bar, like turning into just basically completely different people because they didn't have anywhere else to go. Just what everyone started doing, and I mean, I'll tell you what, like I don't even fucking drink anymore.
Whoa.
And I mean, I know, dude. Like, I seriously, every time I've come into the studio and a homie has brought a beer to have, I have one beer, and that's like probably all I drink for an entire week now.
That's great. That's actually really. I
mean,
good,
it's great, but it's just wild to come from like at minimum a half a bottle of tequila a night. Minimum, yeah. Plus rum. It always depended on who you're taking shots with too. It was like,
and I thought I was doing good, man, because I went from drinking like hard liquor and beer to White Claws and soju.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
the healthier alternative.
Yeah, I think that is you're just
the oat milk of alcohol,
dude. Straight up, Yeah.
But
yeah, man, it was wild because it wasn't just like it was like a half a bottle of tequila with my first guest on the show, Sam. But then if I was at the front bar with, say, Bebo or our homie Kyle, it was shots out of the pina colada batch, you know. So it was like heavy rums, tequila, and then run to the back to grab something and take a shot in the back room with Sam, and then run up front and everybody's taking a shot again.
I remember when you introduced me to, I called them bye-bye shots. I'm sure they got another name, but the half Campari, half Ray and nephew.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, bye-bye shots, one little guy. And just your body warms up and
just
it's like
so warm.
And that's, I would say bye-bye because that's when you were ending your shift and you were on your way out.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, here you go, guys. Prepped everything for you. Good luck.
Here you go. have fun with this nightmare of a Saturday night. I'm out.
Yeah, that's it. Man, but you were there a lot, dude. It'd be like, how long have you been here? I've been here since 12. Dude, it's already 1 a.m.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was clocking like 60, 70-hour weeks, and it was,
man. You're working a bunch.
Fucking insane, but a lot of love for that place. Also, a lot of hate.
Love and hate at the situations. Man, I've been in touch with everyone there since. I see Jack. I see Travis. They come to me. They get haircuts with me. Zach gets his haircut with me too. So it's been cool to have, you know, people still be like a resident.
So how are you liking your transition into like not having to subsidize your income with bartending and just being able to be a bartender? Sorry, a barber.
It's awesome because I did the same for bartending when I first started, and I phased out all my other jobs that I was doing during the week.
Yeah.
Or during the day. So when I transitioned into fully bartending, I was even still barbering a little bit. But in the end, I'm very happy with the decision I made because I'm leveling up. I have plans to buy the barbershop, and I have plans. I think it's just easier. It makes more sense to own a barbershop than a bar.
Yeah.
For me, because
I'm sure they both have their headaches, but
yeah. But I just know like you get hair splinters in case you didn't know, but a hair splinter is like a hangover, you know.
Yeah.
You just pick it out.
My wife cut hair for like 14 years.
Oh yeah, you know, I remember. Yeah.
So I mean, like, all of like the little things that you would talk about, I already, you know, I knew all the slang for it.
That's right.
And it's just like I know exactly what you're talking about because I used to have to hear about it constantly. And dude, I mean, speaking of like barbering, crazy ass story. When she worked at this salon in Palm Springs, the owner of the salon, he was always kind of, I guess, intimidated by her because she had a lot of his clients moved over to her because she just cut hair better than he did.
Yeah, that's
like.
Yeah.
He had the money, so he opened the shop, but technically her skill level was just better, so there would just be people constantly rolling over. And one day he had this guy that was in his chair because my wife was, I think she was late or something, so the guy was like, I don't have time to wait for Natalie, I'm just going to jump over to you. He was cutting his hair and like scissor overcomb in this area over here.
Oh, no.
and nipped the top portion of his ear off.
Holy shit.
Just like the whole this whole part that, like, you know, that flips over right here, that whole part gone.
Yeah, that's the worst decision that guy made that day.
Dude.
Don't cheat on your barbers.
Right? Like, you see, this fucked up shit can happen.
I hear that a lot. Like, not people getting their
ear
ears
cut off.
No, I don't hear that. No. But accidents do happen. You're prone like to maybe nick somebody, but if your shears cut the top of someone's ear, like, you need to go back to school.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, I think a lot of people don't understand how sharp you guys keep your shears because I've touched Natalie's before and I'm like, God damn.
No, man. I get once in a while, like, you'll nip your finger if you're just a weird angle. If your customer moves or something, you'll like snatch just a little piece, and man, you barely touched your finger and it's bleeding. Same with the straight razor. It's like,
oh yeah,
that you don't even want to touch that thing. Like, just don't try to do it yourself. There's a lot of people there's this kid that came and tried to line himself up. And his hairline pushed it back almost to his ears, and it was all like red and cut up from where he was doing it with the razor.
Oh, dirty.
Yeah, man, the guy messed himself up.
I bet that's like, speaking of like, since like we're already kind of on that topic, do you have like probably a story about like maybe the worst client you've ever had in your chair? Like either that they fucked up something so bad that it was hard to prepare, or they were just terrible to you?
I'm trying to think.
Or do you
of
just
like
have mostly chill?
Everybody's pretty chill, but early on, I mean, I've been doing it for 5 years now, and I've done a bunch of haircuts, and like, there's some really bad ones that I remember. I fortunately never had to deal with anyone with like lice or any crazy things.
Oh, well, that's good.
In barber school, I was the first one to take a haircut at barber school. I was like, yeah, I'll take you. I just wanted to practice.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like, it was in Highland Park. There's a bunch of like the what do you call them? Like the just the locals that just hang around, the winos and stuff, and they come in for haircuts, high school kids.
Okay.
But this dude came in, and I think he must have been like on heroin or something, because the dude just like sat in the chair.
And then just kept on slumping.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna do his haircut anyway. And I'm like spraying him with the bottle, and the dude wouldn't move, and then he wanted a flat top, and I just ended up buzzing his whole head off, because there's no way I can do a flat top like this.
Can't, like, he's full on Weekend at Bernie's, and you're trying to hold his shit up. And
yeah.
No, yeah, I get that. That's fucked.
Also, that was pretty weird. But there was another one where the guy like didn't want to leave after I cut his hair. He wanted like to hang out and stuff. And
but like just like in your chair.
He was like, my last haircut. No, he just wanted. He's like, what are you doing? Oh, so you're going there, and like he wanted to kick it. I was like, oh, dude, like
I just met you.
Yeah, like I don't know you.
like you were cool. I was cutting your hair, but like I'm not gonna be like, hey, homie, let's go hit the streets.
Yeah, it sucks because it's hard for me to say no. I'm like, I didn't hang out with him. I did hang out with an Uber driver once that dropped me off at a party.
Really?
Yeah, the dude's like, let me go in there with you. I was like, all right.
Hell yeah.
It was, yeah.
Was he cool?
Yeah, he was chill.
Nice.
He was only there for like he just didn't know what the hell this. It was an after hours party, so he was very curious.
Like
an older Mexican guy,
like,
too.
Wait, but where are you going at 5 a.m.?
Yeah, we're talking in Spanish the whole time, and he's like, ¿Qué pasa ahí? ¿Hay fiestas? ¿Hay mujeres? Like, is there girls there? And I'm like, yeah, come on, dude. Yeah, you walk in, and there's like, I don't know, these parties that get kind of weird. There's like a warehouse party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly strange. Dude, okay, so when we were in the lobby waiting to come up here, you mentioned that you had tried mushrooms for the first time recently.
Yes.
You want to talk about this experience?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
I had picked up 2 doses so me and my girlfriend can try it together, because we had said we'll do it together.
Okay.
She's a little more careful than I am to do things. So I did them before she did. I just want to see what I would feel.
Yeah.
So I ate about 2 grams, which I didn't know. To me, it's like nothing. I can smoke 2 blunts in an hour, and that's 2 grams, or something like that. Like, but no, don't underestimate the power of the magic mushroom. I started feeling anxious, so I went home and I told like Justin, like, dude, I just ate something. He's like, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I'm gonna go on a bike ride. Dude, I felt super energetic, and I went on the coolest bike ride. I guess because I was physically active, I really wasn't seeing the visuals, because I just was too focused on like riding and like.
Yeah. When you actually like put focus into something, it kind of, because I feel like more of the visuals come from like, if I'm staring at you, this wall of soundproofing would be vibrating behind you, and it's just like the stuff outside of your focus,
But it did take my fear away of riding in certain streets, because there's certain streets I wouldn't take because there's no bike lane or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But I remember I had gone all the way to Melrose, and I was saying hi to like Sam, and I was like, what's up, guys, this and that, and I told Sam, dude, I just ate mushrooms. He's like, oh, cool, man. Like, I was like, all right, but I was just on the up, I didn't have like the visuals, or like I wasn't stuck or anything. But on my way back from there, I'm like jetting down the street, and I hear, hey, where are you going? And I look back, and there's this other dude that's all kitted out, older cat. He was like maybe like 45. Well, to be on a bike and like riding around, like he's like, where are you going? And I stopped, and I'm like, went back to him. I was like, just riding around. He's like, can I go with you? So we just rode together for like 2 hours, went up some hills, and like it was like the most energy I ever had, and the most like fun bike ride. Yeah.
Nice.
We were side by side on Melrose and like near the 101. Like LACC, that area was like jam-packed with traffic at the time. And we're just like going through the cars, and he was like a pro. This guy was like,
yeah.
I just had the outfit. This guy was like,
this guy was just like actually mobbing.
Yeah, and we like went up hills, and I have a fixie, and he has a road bike, but we were going up hills. He was like, oh, dude, that's really cool. That, and it kind of like the whole experience I kept with me, and that's what actually drove me to want to ride the bike more. And like, I got really into it, man. Like the whole bicycle thing, I want to go on the velodrome track.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I think the whole breakthrough that I had, the whole spiritual thing was like, I really dig riding bikes. Like that's like,
tight.
I just associate it with that now.
That's tight because I mean it was really the first thing that you wanted to do to get past like that anxious feeling.
Yeah.
It's just like that was where your mind went, but like, this is what's going to be comforting.
Yeah.
That's tight.
But it was a little dangerous though, because
for sure.
I felt so good that I underestimated the power, man. And like I was kind of drinking one night, and I had about I had like 6 grams of mushrooms. I just was like just snacking on them like they were like gummies or something.
Hell yeah.
I had just moved into my new apartment with my girl.
Okay.
We didn't have any power, and everything was still in boxes.
Damn, dude.
And I start peeking hard, like peeking. And I'm laying in bed next to her, and I'm like, I feel like I'm being dragged down. And then she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I ate too much. It was like 1 a.m. And she's like, what did you eat? I'm like, mushrooms. She's like, why would you eat those? I'm like, why? Immediately just like, oh shit, here we go. Went and I laid in the living room in the dark, just staring. I can see the light from like, we didn't have curtains or anything, so there's like the street light. But I started seeing just everything come together, and it was like when Pinocchio gets eaten by the whale.
Mm-hmm.
I was seeing that shit, and it was like, I guess it was just not a good feeling, dude. And I was like looking up at the ceiling for like maybe like an hour, and then it started to grow like teeth. Have you ever seen this? This is a terrible image, but
no.
You ever seen a tumor being pulled out of somebody that had like a teeth and hair?
Oh, dude, yes.
It's gnarly, right?
Yeah, I watch weird shit on the internet.
Google it. Yeah, that shit. Yeah, if you don't know, I started seeing that like coming out of like this, and I started praying. And I just had like a whole conversation with God, and then just that was
fuck, dude.
Yeah, I went there.
Dude, that's so the ending of your trip kind of sounds like my first trip. I was 17, and when I was 17, it was like the place where I had my first house. Right. Like my cousin, myself, and one of it was like a whole crew of people that worked at Red Robin.
Palm Springs, right?
Yeah. Like this was like deep Indio.
Oh, okay, yeah, up in there. Damn.
Yeah.
I forget that you're all the Southern California.
Yeah, dude. And so it was like a deep crew of people that worked at Red Robin, and we picked one of the dudes to be our roommate, my homie Chris, and it was 4th of July at our house, and we were all young. Like they were both 19, I was 17, and we had our own house. So we were known for throwing a party every fucking weekend.
Amazing.
You know?
That's amazing.
Like every fucking weekend, like even weekdays, it was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a couple homies over, and then it just turns into like the whole crew shows up.
Yes.
I mean, almost every single morning it was like clearing, just like the sea of bottles and cans off the island in the kitchen and shit. It was just like that's a life that was fun at the time, but like thinking about it now, I'm just like, oh Jesus Christ. But
when is everyone going home?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I know, just like I'm about to kick all you motherfuckers out. And like, Chad, it's only 12:30. I don't care, I want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But so it was 4th of July, and my homie brought over some mushrooms, and it was supposed to be for him and one other friend, and that friend hadn't shown up yet. So about an hour goes by, and he's like, I really want to fucking take these, and I don't want to take them alone. I was like, I'll take them with you.
Sick.
And he's like, oh, well, I mean, he said he's going to be here. I was like, fucking snooze, you lose, dude. And I just reached into the bag, and I started grabbing them. I started eating them, and we split them in half. He had about an eighth, so like, like a little under 2 grams each.
But that's definitely enough. For the first time. Yeah.
17 years old. And deep in Indio, where my house was, it was about like a block away from where they hold Coachella, and that is also the area in Indio where they light off the fireworks for 4th of July.
Oh, dude, amazing.
Dude, so we ate them around like 6-7 p.m. and then they start kicking in, and at first like I felt a little like kind of nauseous, and I was like, I don't know if I like this. And then we went with one of the homies to go get some food, and we're driving through like Jack in the Box something shit, and like the giggles just like come on. It's like insane. I remember he ordered like a strawberry Fanta, and I couldn't stop laughing at that, and I'm like in tears sitting in the passenger seat, just like, you said strawberry Fanta. Oh my god,
dude, I love the hysterical emotional when it's like a good positive like
so I'm just cracking up over nothing, and then when we get back to the house, visual starts kicking.
Nice.
And we're sitting on the couch, and when it first kicks in, we're watching some old ass like Warped Tour DVD.
Right.
Yeah. And it goes to the crowd, and it's it's a sea of people because it's an outside festival, and it actually starts to turn into a sea, like they're all waving. And like their heads are like all like melding into each other, and it's all like swishing around. I'm like, oh dude, what is wrong with these people?
Did you look in the mirror?
Yeah, of course.
You have to, right? Like,
I feel like even though people are like, hey, maybe you shouldn't, but no, you absolutely should.
Did you get the ballooning or the melting?
I got the melting.
Yeah,
I got the melting.
Gnarly, yeah.
Yeah, that's just wild. So yeah, we did that, and then I was like, well, I was like, I want to fucking walk. Let's do this. So me and my homie, the other homie that were on him, and then another friend who came to supervise, we all went on a walk around the block because like I didn't live in the best neighborhood. And, if we were acting a fool, he wanted to be like, hey, these guys are just on drugs. They're not trying to fuck with any of your shit,
Yeah, just let them be.
So we're walking, and before you get out of like the little area I lived in, there was some streetlights, and we're walking, and my homie that was the other homie that was on shrooms, we're walking by the streetlights, and he starts going like this. He's just bobbing and weaving. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He was like, those dragonflies have the biggest fucking tails I've ever seen. And he was just.
Oh, he was seeing shit.
Oh, dude, he was good. And I'm, you don't see the same thing as everybody else. So I'm just looking at him like, fuck is wrong with you, man?
Yeah, you were tripping too, and you're
like, yeah. I mean, I'm telling him what the fuck is wrong with you, and then I'm over here talking to a leaf, and
yeah,
I mean,
hey, little guy,
you're like, be free.
Yeah, that never stops though. I mean,
but yeah, so then we went back, and then we sat in the backyard, waited for the fireworks, and the fireworks came, and it was just like, whoa, bro.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and because like the one, you know the fireworks that like kind of like rain down.
Oh yeah.
Those ones felt like they were coming into the fucking backyard. Those ones were kind of freaky. But the way that I was saying that, like the end of your trip sounded like the end of mine. At the end of the night when I got in bed, my room was like the last one down the hall, so there was no one around me. And I'm laying in bed, and there's this vent above my bed, like the air vent.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, there was something demonic talking to me through the vent.
Oh.
I was just hearing like this deep, like, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I just kept on looking, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, there's somebody in that vent. And it's like, it's okay. And I went on for like 30 minutes, and I just laid there frozen, like, I don't know what he wants, but maybe I should hear him out.
It's God. or Batman. he sounds like that.
Where is she? Yeah, one of those things, right? But yeah, man, like that first one was fun. And then after that, I've done it a few more times. The last time I did it was actually at Lono.
What, mushrooms?
Mushrooms, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a microdose. Like I just ate one stem and one cap before work one day.
That's the way to go. I think microdosing.
And I was just fucking loose and happy.
All right.
Like throughout my whole shift, I'm just like, hey guys, you want some shots? Hey, what's up? Hey, I don't know you, but what's up? Like,
I love you, brother.
Just getting wild with everybody and having a good time.
Yeah, Kyle always was the one that would tell me, and then it's he had the big beard and he's just like, yeah, man, you'd really
looks like fucking Gandalf.
Yeah, all night, dude, just like doing this and like twirling his mustache, and that guy was like a shaman.
Dude, he really was the type to like really like
He was a guru kid from Recess. I know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Dude, he had a way of always bringing a pot, like even when he was pissed, because I had to talk him down off ledges hundreds of times. I'm gonna quit this fucking place. Oh yeah. But as soon as you start talking him down, he was like all like positive, and like it was a good person to have around you. Like when you were constantly just like fuck this, and he's just like, hey man, we're good. Hey, do you ever think about this? And I'm just, where did that come from? Or he just comes up to you and says something random in your ear.
Oh, that's how he got me one time. That's how I knew I loved the guy. I was having a rough day, tired. I'm working the service well, and he just runs up to me like fast. He's a good dancer. He's not like a not scary dude. I think I want to be his friend for sure. Like,
yeah.
Don't want to be an enemy.
No, I've seen him angry. Like, yeah, you don't want to.
No, he's a built guy, and then fucking it's crazy. And he's like running at me, and he like stops, and he's staring at me. He does like this pose and sticks his ass out. He's like, "You ain't never gonna get none of this pussy, Bebo." Just like says it like super close, like not loud enough where anybody can hear. And I just died in that moment. I'm like, what? And like, why? And who are you? And where did you come from, dude? Like, and immediately friends. Like, we used to hang out. So he used to give me we used to split Ubers. My girl lived in Burbank and he lived in North Hollywood.
Yeah.
And we would get to my girl's house and he would take another Uber. But we would just stand outside, smoke cigarettes. Dude, I would come in like at 7 a.m. And she's like, where have you been? And I'm like, I was in the front.
Up front?
Yeah, I was up front. Yeah.
Just hanging out in the driveway?
Yeah, we're just hanging. And we used to and not even drink. We just used to like talk, have like these crazy conversations.
No, dude, I had many of those with Kyle.
And he really wanted me to try mushrooms with him. He's like, we need to do it together. So I was like, I think now when we see each other again, it's definitely going to be a point of maybe an activity we can do.
No, yeah. I want to be in on this. We'll do it all. We'll all do it together. It'll be fucking fun.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, dude, Kyle was wild. Like, I mean, I would always have that Friday, Saturday night to myself in the beginning, and I'd get super busy, and he'd show up at 6, and he was always like my point guy. He was always right next to me for most nights, and he would just walk in and immediately just like break the tension of the room. Like if I was super slammed, and he'd just walk in, hi y'all. So I'm gonna go take a pee-pee and I'll be right back.
Yeah, yeah.
And all these fucking people sitting at the bar waiting for their drinks just look at him like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then he just like skips off or something, or just does something super weird. And yeah, I miss that fool.
Yeah.
Come back from Colorado. I mean, I know you're happy out there, but we're miserable without you.
We'll probably go to you. We'll go visit you. Colorado seems like a cool place too.
Yeah, dude, I've never been. And
to mellow out.
I mean, I would like to go. I would like to go.
I will say though, every time I've been to Colorado or like Denver in particular, I get the gnarliest altitude sickness.
Oh yeah, it is high up, huh?
Yeah. So I think the first time I got really drunk and I was like, oh, the second time I didn't drink at all. It's just the elevation. It gets me every time.
No, yeah, there's a comedian that has a story because he's from Colorado and he was just like a fucking full blown alcoholic, and he was like, dude, when I moved to Arizona to go to college, he's all I was unstoppable because I was so used to my altitude, and he's like, and I could crush like 20 beers in Colorado. He's like, I moved to Arizona. He's like, and he's all, I was a goddamn machine.
Wade Boggs.
Yeah. Dude, Wade Boggs. Oh hell yeah. Oh man. So all right. So now I want to get into some of the worst news that I found in the news today, and I was just lurking through the internet and I found this story. There's this guy named Dan Schneider, and Dan Schneider was a producer at Nickelodeon.
Okay.
And he is getting fired. Well, not technically fired. I guess he's walking away because there's been a lot of shit that's come out about him recently. And the shit is wild. Like this guy, and he was, just for everybody, so you don't have to Google it automatically. Maybe you want to see his face because he definitely was in a lot of All That skits, and he was in the Good Burger movie.
Okay.
Do you remember the Good Burger movie?
I do remember.
So
the Good Burger movie,
the fat guy who was the manager of Good Burger?
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's him.
Guy?
That's him. So he was also a big time producer at Nickelodeon.
Whoa.
So he produced all that, and the Amanda Show and iCarly and whatever that show with Britney Spears' younger sister was, and all these shows. And it turns out that like he was making these young ass girls, like 12, 13, maybe even younger. There was a lot of incidents where they had to remove their shoes and show them their feet.
Oh, so it was like a weird.
He had a weird fetish, dude.
Oh no!
And like weird things too, where he would post from like iCarly's Twitter, and it was just like, oh, it's fan feet day.
No way.
And then he would be getting like hundreds of little girls from all over the country and the world sending him feet pics just because he was able to post it from something that they thought wasn't. Oh, dude.
You had mentioned too, like it was like for him that was a jackpot, but you said he got like he got paid off or something.
Oh yeah. So I read this morning because I found this news story yesterday, and I was doing a little follow-up research today before we did this, and it turns out that once he was ousted from Nickelodeon, they paid him a sum of $7 million to just go away.
Man.
So like it's fucked up.
Zack Snyder.
No, Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider.
Zack Snyder is the guy that did Justice League.
Yeah,
and,
no, that's a different guy.
And he just raped us for 4 hours, and he didn't touch any children's feet.
That's really gnarly. So he wasn't raping anybody.
No. He like that. There was no actual, but they say that like he did a few other weird things. Like, he took a video of him. The star of iCarly, she was wearing like a white t-shirt, and he like sprayed water all over her and then like filmed it for Instagram and shit.
Yeah,
like super. Okay, so it was like super pervy shit.
Pervy, yeah. Pervy,
you know,
yeah.
like you're a definite creep, probably a little bit of a pedophile because you're only doing it to these kids that are under 18.
And nobody caught this, or
and no one caught it because it was always just like, hey, he's being playful. But then it was just some girl came forward and was just like, listen. And
this is what's been going on.
Yeah, she's like, listen, I tried out for one of his shows, and there was definitely a point in time when I was sitting on the couch and he asked me to remove my shoes, and so he could see my feet.
Whoa.
And so I mean,
I think more as this case develops, there's gonna be more.
Yeah, and also like you're under 18, so where are your parents?
Very true.
Like I yes, for sure. Dude's a creep. Dude's a creep, absolutely. But I don't know the rules of Hollywood. So I don't know if like when a child
down the rules.
when a child goes in for an audition, do the parents have to stay outside? I don't know this. Because for damn sure, if my kid said, "Hey dad, I want to start acting," and we went to an audition and there was some strange man who looked like that guy saying, "All right, well, I'm just going to take your daughter into this room for a minute." I'm like, "The fuck you are."
Yeah, no.
I'm going in that room with my daughter and you. I'll sit in the corner. I won't say a fucking word. Do your audition, guy.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I'm not just going to let her go with a stranger.
I just had a thought. Like, that's why kids should just be kids, and like the parents push them to be actors and stuff like that. You do that when you're ready, you know. Like,
yeah, the parents are like, "Hey, you know what my dream was?"
Yeah.
And I never got to do it because I had you little shit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, here you go. Well, that's terrible. I mean, it's like with the whole, as things get older, we like, I don't know, this shit's just coming out even more and more. I feel like out of the woodwork, you know.
No, dude.
Everyone's pretty much just like, I don't know, like. Yeah, everything on TV and stuff. It's like not new news either. You know, it's just coming out more and more.
No, yeah. It's all shit. Just like, oh, hey, by the way, this happened.
That should be for the parents too. I mean, come on, Michael Jackson and like all this shit. Like the parents, really?
Well, I mean, the Michael Jackson one's weird too, because like.
But that was on a much higher level.
Yeah, that one's just wild. But so then the other one that I have is actually a news story. It's not just a dude that they're pulling up all of his shit from the past. Do you know who? Did you ever watch that show Silicon Valley on HBO?
No,
it was like the Mike Judge show about like the tech world.
Yeah, I know it. I didn't get into it, but I know it's right. I've heard the
main guy who was like the awkward I'm a genius type guy. His real name is Thomas Middleditch, and he's like an improv actor.
All right.
So he just got somewhat of a Me Too at a underground goth club in Hollywood.
Oh, I think I know what.
You know. There's
I might know.
There's a bar called Pig and Whistle. In the back room of it, there's a goth club called Cloak and Dagger.
That's the one, Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, I guess in the article, it doesn't really say what he did. All it says is
at a place like that, it must have been pretty gnarly.
Well, see, that's what I don't fucking get. So, because listen to this. All it says is, At the party ramped up in the main black room, actor Thomas Middleditch, best known for his role as Richard Hendricks in HBO series Silicon Valley, approached Harding, that's the girl's last name, on the dance floor. He said he'd met Harding in the club before. The staff had brought concerns about his behavior. I mean, and then it goes into saying that he came at me with heavy sexual overtures. And I mean, is that like fingering you while playing Beethoven? I don't get the overtures word in that statement.
Overtures, yeah.
But it's just wild because as I did research into this club, because I didn't even know it existed, or else I would have fucking gone, because it sounds like a fucking wild party.
Yeah, these places are pretty cool.
Married though, can't do it.
Well, I'm gonna go to Colorado for the weekend.
I just end up in a sex dungeon. Yeah. Yeah, so when I did the research on the club, it straight up says that Cloak and Dagger is known for its rituals and secrecy. So if it's known for its rituals and secrecy, I mean, how the fuck did this get out?
So this person was like
she worked there.
A patron or a member? Oh, she worked there.
She worked there, man. And then. She probably
just like changed her look to be part of the Cloak and Dagger crew, but not really one of them.
Because like I just don't get. I mean, hey man, I get feeling uncomfortable, and then homeboy even went on the record and apologized to her. He's just like, and it's like a really awkward. Fuck, do I have it? It's like a really awkward apology, but it feels sincere. He's just like, he's like, I had no idea that what I did was made you uncomfortable, and I'm terribly sorry.
I can just imagine like what he was feeling too. He might have he was partying it up,
dude.
Not okay, but he just was talking to you, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but that's all I'm. I mean, maybe he did something fucking vile, but all I know,
no secrecy.
All I know is that there was sexual overtures. That's all it says.
What is an overture though? Like a sexual? Did they meant to say overtones?
I don't know, because I saw the exact same phrase used in two different articles.
Overture.
So they're really leaning on this verbiage.
Yeah, but that's
and it just,
Is it worse than overtones? Is it less? It
mean,
must be worse.
I mean, is there a grand scale to it?
Yeah.
Hey, and we're back. But yeah, man, I just don't get it. Especially if it happened in a place like that.
Yeah.
I mean, please, because somebody, if you're watching this and you're upset with me saying I don't get it, explain to me why you go to a ritualistic goth sex club other than to get fucking freaky.
Yeah, I've seen these places before.
Please. Oh wait, but it's secret. Can you talk about it?
I wasn't even allowed in. I was
okay.
Totally down. I was on tour actually with my band from Switzerland. We were in Switzerland. My band's from here. We were in Switzerland, and we just wanted to go out on the town, see what's up. It had just been New Year's. It's like New Year's Day. We're walking around Switzerland, and we see like a group of people walking in a like they're not together, but they're scattered.
Okay.
But they're all going the same direction. We're like, dude, Europe is so quiet. It's like they're that little part. We're in Zurich, Switzerland, so it's like everything's already closed by like 9 p.m. There's like one pub open for like the entire place, and coming from LA, you're just used to the shit. So we're walking through, and maybe we might have walked for like 2 miles, and we're like, where are they going? And there's this big warehouse. So we go on around the back, and they have everything closed up. Like, security was very light, but they had everything covered up. We go up into, like, my friends are like, what's in there? I was like, I don't know, I'll find out. And as I'm walking in, dude, there's like a line, and I could see people it's New Year's Day.
Okay.
Everybody's wearing like coats. As soon as they take their coats off, I'll come the ball gags.
Oh, shit.
Come the collars. I'll come the assless pants.
Yeah.
Like I was seeing people get dressed, and there's like a coat check, like somebody's removing their coats. And they're just fucking all in their bondage.
Like, that was a good night.
I was so down to like go in there. I was like, I got black underwear on. I got motorcycle boots. I'm willing to just like,
dude, just go down to the skivvies and the boots and be like, "What's up, dude? I'm here to party."
Yeah, I was really into it. It was like, I'm always down. I'm a curious person to see what the fuck's going on in here.
Try everything once, I always say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily have to partake in the rituals and the things that happen, but I just
you can cut me a little bit.
Yeah, smack me, pour that candle wax and stuff. No, it was pretty wild, and like this guy was like putting on his own collar like a good boy.
Yeah,
and like dragging him off.
Fuck yeah!
I didn't get to go in because we didn't get dressed, But yeah, like.
But yeah, I mean, it's straight up for Cloak and Dagger. It says that it's a membership club.
Back to the story, yeah. Like this guy, yeah, or maybe I don't know, because I can only imagine it must have been violent. It must have been fucked up. I'm also downplaying it. I didn't realize I didn't put the setting together with it. So.
Yeah, like it. I mean, for somebody that works there, I mean, maybe she was brand new and didn't know what goes down there, but I feel like that should be part of orientation.
100%. Yeah.
So, I mean, but I mean, I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it. I wish they would have just give us a little bit more. So I, wasn't making fun of this broad for getting upset with this skinny little nerdy guy for his sexual overtures.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know what the dude looks like. I probably have to see his face.
Dude, he looks like a rat.
He's like a harmless guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, he looks like it. You never know.
Yeah.
He has a very thin, sharp nose, and his eyes are a little bit more close together. He kind of has a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's an improv actor. He was just doing the whole yes and thing. So,
poor guy. I hope he pulls himself out of this one, because that's a tough thing to like. He couldn't even apologize for it. He's like, fuck, I'm gonna be banned from Cloak and Dagger. Like, thanks a lot.
Yeah, he's like, where else am I going to drink blood and do coke?
Yeah. Well, you can do it at home, but
I mean, it's just not as fun. You don't have like the satin. See, it's all in my imagination, but I feel like the walls are black satin, and then there's candles everywhere, and then there's a few like ritualistic statues of like Baphomet and Cthulhu, and then there's just chicks walking around in lingerie, and probably some dudes too, and and then these people who are, it says, mostly in the music industry, influencers, actors who pay for their membership.
And it's Hollywood too, so it's
all maybe get hit with a spiked bat and get their wee tugged on, and and then they go home to their wife and back to suburban.
Yeah,
fuck, man,
I was never there. Yeah,
one can dream. One day I'll make it. I'll make it to, if it doesn't close down for good. I'll see you there.
No,
I'll see you in the pit.
we'll pull through. We'll go somewhere else.
There's gonna be yeah, dude. This is gonna spawn multiple goth sex clubs. They're like, well, hey, if Cloak and Dagger is gonna close down for some, because I guess it is closed for right now while the allegations are underhand. But
they don't have outdoor seating,
dude. Yeah. Also, right? Like how long ago was this? Did it happen during COVID?
I have no idea.
I know. I'm just talking out loud. Like, how long did it happen during COVID? Because I'm sure they just fly under the radar since they're like a secret club, anyways, right?
I think it could have been, man. Like, people are like ruthless at a place like this. Like, people are gonna do what they're gonna do regardless. I
mean, these fucking influencers have mansion parties. Why can't like some weird actor go get his dick sucked by a goth chick in a back room of a bar called Pig and Whistle?
Sounds like a true story.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty factual, dude. Okay. So you already mentioned that you're in a band.
Yes.
And your band is Bebo and the Good Time Boys, right?
Absolutely, yes.
It's okay. So I'm going to tell you right now that I have never really listened to like the rockabilly vibes of anything.
Yeah.
But when we started working together and you told me about your band, I would put it on in the car when I was driving around with my kid.
All right, cool.
And dude, like, yeah, dude, like you talk about drinking and smoking and shit.
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
why I'm like, okay.
but she's old enough to understand it. But I think that she zones out most of the time, anyways, when we're in the car.
Yeah.
So so it was just like a good upbeat tempo and
that's what we try to the good time, just promote a party vibe.
Yeah, it's a total party vibe. And dude, I was fucking loving it, and I started like listening to it when I was opening the bar. I would put it on Spotify at Lono and shit.
Sick.
But yeah, dude, your band's fucking awesome. And if you don't know it, I'll put the link in the info of the episode so you guys could check out the music on Spotify or whatever.
Thanks, man.
Bebo will help me out with that.
Absolutely. I'll send y'all the
info. Wherever you want them to listen to it, whatever helps you the most. we'll put those links in the description because it's rad, and I think everyone will appreciate it. It doesn't even have to be your thing to vibe with.
I wanted it to like. Early on, I wanted to be very traditional sounding, very country, and just have it be more a nod to like Johnny Cash and like the original guys, But as I got older, I'm like, this is it's not me, it's not. It's just me trying to do something else. I'm like, we got to sing about. There's like songs about smoking weed. We got songs about like drinking all night, partying, and like here we go again. You're gonna start your day drinking. And a lot of like very like. This is what makes me a little nervous with the whole culture of the day. It's like a lot of the lyrics are never disrespectful, but I mean, I'm talking. Is it okay to tell a girl that she looks good without being like a creep or being like, what the hell?
So I mean, I feel like that's all circumstantial. Like especially nowadays, I feel like you really have to dive into where you're at and your surroundings before you be like, because in no way do I think that you could just be walking down the street and there's a girl walking the other way and you're both alone and you can be like, hey, you look pretty tonight. She's gonna think that you're up to something,
right? That's as far as like the music and the way these songs are written. Countless songs of like,
But if you're at a swinging ass party and there's a a girl there that you're obviously wanting to vibe with, how else are you supposed to meet people? Not everybody wants to meet and everybody on the fucking Instagram or on Tinder or anything. Like, some people actually want to meet somebody face to face.
Oh yeah.
And you need to be able to break the ice with some kind of conversation. So to tell a girl that she looks absolutely beautiful tonight and then start a conversation from there, not just be a total fucking weirdo about it, I think that's totally acceptable.
100. All right, thank you.
Yeah,
I feel a lot better about the content of some of my songs.
You're welcome.
But yeah, man, we've been playing together for like 7 years and had multiple. We have 2 albums out, a couple 45s, had multiple European tours, and we just for the moment we're kind of on hiatus, like everyone else. But yeah, we always promoting good vibes, like party stuff. Like in Europe, we kind of. For the early days, we kind of got a bad reputation for just how loud we would get and drunk and rowdy, and it's cool. We're part of a record label, and we're just living up to like all.
Isn't it Wild Records?
Yeah. So we're living up to like, because there's gnarly stories about like the guys before us, and me being like a 18-year-old kid coming into this, it's like, well, you guys were in Germany, and you guys were like. You guys did what? You guys like were doing drugs in Germany and like.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna top this shit.
Yeah, like unintentionally. I think a lot of the guys have, and some of them a little too far, but not in my band particularly. Just musicians all in general, like on tour.
Right, man.
People lose their shit. It's like going to Vegas for people who can't handle Vegas. Some people can't handle tour.
Sometimes you just get a little too loose, and I mean, it's all for the road.
Guilty, definitely guilty.
And so the last time, when we were working together, basically it was, hey Chad, I am leaving for what was it, 2 months?
Much,
yeah, it was about 2 months, right?
6 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. It was in the summer too, so it was like the perfect time to get out because LA was really hot this past summer. And I say that coming from the desert where I'm used to 120, but man, it was fucking.
It was brutal.
It was hot.
I remember that summer that I spent out there. It was actually the hottest day recorded in Europe, or I was in Belgium at the time.
Oh, okay.
Hottest day in Belgium since 1946.
Damn.
Like. And it was 100 degrees.
Dude, them polar ice caps are melting and we're all gonna die.
There's no, dude, they stopped the trains. We were taking a train to like the next town. And it's literally like just everybody's sitting on the platform, just sweating and like, oh, it's so miserable. It was hot and humid, but nothing. It wasn't too bad. But they just weren't used to the heat.
Yeah.
The train stopped running. So there was like one train that we had to take. I felt like those videos of like people in like India where they're just like crowded sticking out of the window.
Oh, dude, yeah, where it's all just packed in and there's people hanging out the door and shit.
Yeah, dude. Also pre-COVID shit, and it's just like just crammed in a fucking train with a bunch of people, and it was all sweaty
just
and stinky.
Armpits and farts and somebody coughing in your face.
Oh man, loved it. Missed those days,
dude. I'm fully vaxxed now, so
that's the hottest day. Yeah, I got my appointment set up.
And I hate telling people that because I feel like on Instagram it's become the weirdest fucking flex, and I hate it. Like just everybody, like that's all people do. Just like
it's your podcast, man.
Yeah, it's just all people do now is just like, oh hey, I got vaccinated. I did fucking care. All I care about is the fact that we're gonna be able to get fucking over with this
faster. Yeah, definitely.
God damn it, I'm tired of it.
Yeah, man. Same. I also think of just the crazy shit we used to see working at a bar. I've seen people spit shots into each other's mouths.
Dude, baby birds?
Sharing drinks. Yeah, you know, like, just to even think of like getting a shot glass with lipstick on it. You're like, it happens.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, now that shit's like...
Yeah, dude. Now they're gonna shut down your bar.
Yeah,
dude. Dude, everything from before this, like just working in the bar industry, not necessarily at your bar, but working in the bar industry, we'd go to a lot of after parties where there would be a lot of drugs, and you would be casually sharing pipes and straws and like, I mean,
dollar bills,
dollar bills, which is the most disgusting thing. You know how many hands touch a dollar bill, and then you just pass it to somebody? We are fucking heathens. We are animals. And I mean, one thing is I could say that's probably one of the reasons why me or a few of my close friends didn't get anywhere near getting COVID is because we have built up our immunities by being total piles of shit for years. But at the same time, it was just like, we went from 100 down to 0.
It was rough. The early days, like just switching off. I thought I was doing, because remember I mentioned that I had like stopped working at Lono.
Yeah.
Before everything closed up. I thought I had my drinking like under control, so I made it a point to be home by 11 p.m. So I would get home from the barbershop like at 7:30.
Yeah.
Try to do something productive, wash my clothes, clean up a little bit, and go straight to the Monte Carlo, which is the bar like down the street. And I got $40, and she would serve me these fat Mari Nagase. She would pour me these fat tequila shots, just like the double shots, you know.
Yeah.
And I would drink 3 of those and a couple beers, and like I just started drinking more aggressively in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah. It wasn't just over a whole night and during your shift. It was just like, all right, so I used to do about 9 shots in about 8 hours. So hey, can I get 3 triples in an hour? Tight.
Yeah,
let's do that.
I had it set up. Yeah. Then I was like, if I got to hit the ATM, like I'm already too drunk. Like I just should go home.
Dude. Yeah. So okay, but like your band is dope. Back to the band. Back to the band.
My bad.
I know, but I mean it's fine because I like going off on tangents. I'm good with it. Your band is dope, and you know a lot of the things I wanted to like talk about when it came to like the worst questions was like as a touring musician, and maybe we'll even throw in a couple barber questions. But like, I know as a touring musician, you have nights out where shit gets really wild.
Oh yeah.
Because I personally have never been a touring musician, but I've hung out with several of them, and I've been on nights where it got a little aggressive, and so like I mean, let's just start it off with what's the worst city that you've ever played and why?
The worst city. I can't even pronounce it, dude. I swear.
It was a European tour?
It was a European tour. It was I'll give it a shot here for the homies. Because we kept reading the name and it says it's Kleine Schkere, I think. But one of my buddies, he's a rapper, and he's like, Kleine Skitter. He kept just saying it like that the
Just
whole time.
ad-libbing?
Yeah, the entire time. It's in the middle of nowhere. We had been staying in Belgium, and mind you, it's like farm country. Our home base is like in the middle of a farm.
Okay.
Like you're 3 miles away from the next door. You're waking up next to, it smells like cow shit. You're like farms, corn, cows, horses, like no people. We're in Germany, and it's like that, but it's like the ugly version of it. Because I was eating like corn from the stalk, and we went into this cornfield, and it's just fucking flies everywhere. Smells terrible. It was like not.
It's like bizarro version of the same world.
Yeah, the same. So this is going from Wardame in Belgium, which is really nice and pleasant, to this like Kleine Skitter in Germany. Also very beautiful, very like, just it's like fairy tale almost. Like think of some Disney fairy tale in the woods. That's kind of where we were.
Okay.
We get to the place where we're performing, and the promoter looks like a rockabilly Santa Claus. Big white beard, wearing red suspenders, big pants, just this big tough guy with tattoos and stuff. As soon as we get on stage, the sound guy doesn't even know he doesn't even speak German. We had a German buddy try to translate. He's like, I don't know what that guy's saying. He's like speaking some dialect. I don't know. And we couldn't get our sound dialed in. And he just had everything too hot, too loud. We had to legit like fire him. Like I had to like go and like tell him like, dude, stop touching this shit. Like
get away from me.
Yeah, because he was making us sound like really shitty because we were just doing a sound check.
Yeah.
And the promoter's like, that's too loud. It's not heavy metal. This is rockabilly. Like what? And we're like, dude, you hired this guy. Like what's
it's not my sound guy. I didn't bring a sound guy from America with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish. So fast forward, this dude, he's also at the door charging people. So he's sitting there at the door, and then they have dinner for us, and they literally sit us right next to it. So it's like people walking in, and it's us just fucking trying to mellow out and eat dinner. So we're fucking starving too. So we're just like, all right, fucking eat this fucking schnitzel right now, and just like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's hot as fuck. There's no AC. They don't believe in AC in most European countries.
Yeah.
So it's like this old little dingy room. People are smoking indoors and shit. So just to set the atmosphere, my buddies are playing on stage, and they all had to take their shirts off because it was so hot. So they're all playing in muscle shirts. And out of nowhere, the power goes out. Everything just goes out. Apparently, the promoter got in a fight with the sound guy. The sound guy punched him out while he was charging people at the door.
No shit.
Went out back and shut off
and just shut the power off.
Yeah. So we're like, what the fuck? And then everybody kind of like goes outside. We're like, what's going to happen? So we go back in, and we get the sound to work. Like the sound's back on, but there's no lights. So we're like, fuck it, let's just finish the set. It's like the Two Timers is my buddy's band. Like we make up like two bands with each other. I'm like on the outside trying to like help it run smoother for them, but it's not working. So apparently the promoter got like fucked up, cut up his head, and he was like bleeding. He comes out with a Band-Aid and like these fucking like candle holders, and he's just like little drops of blood, like, and he's walking up to the stage and he just places them in front of the stage. So it's like this almost like a fucking cloak and dagger deal. It's like a satanic ritual where Psychobilly Santa Claus is bleeding, and he's got the candles. It's hot as fuck. And then
Psychobilly Santa Claus is, I mean, that should be the name. You should do a Christmas album.
Psychobilly Santa Claus. Dude, this guy was he was gnarly. So at the end of the like whole like we finally finished the set. We're trying to get paid. And we asked him, like, what happened, dude? Like, what happened? He's like, oh, no, just, we're just having fun, and, like, I'm not even going to try a German accent.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he was still, like, bleeding and shit, and, like, the whole time. And he actually paid us extra. And we should have kept it because he was probably giving us extra just for the trouble.
Yeah.
But we told him, we're like, hey, dude, this is too much. He's like, oh. So he, like, took it back. And we're like, shit, we should have kept it. Huh?
God damn it.
Yeah, that was our, that was, like, probably, like, the weirdest show and the weirdest city that I can like shit on and be like, fuck that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I have no plans on going back, so I'm just gonna take a huge dump on your city.
Yeah, like finding it.
But yeah, dude, this Psychobilly Santa.
Yeah, that was but the worst gig that I had. The city was there were a bunch of like Wisconsin. I was in Wisconsin during COVID. There was a festival.
Oh, really?
It's called Simcoe. Beautiful place too. But it started raining right before. It was an outdoor show.
Okay.
It started raining before the show.
COVID.
Show.
Makes sense.
And the fucking sound guy covers up literally right before my set. It's like 11:30 and you see storm clouds. He's like, oh, it's going to start raining. So he shuts the entire the show down. Right before our set. Kills the energy. Like all the people that were camping and shit, they just kind of like scatter. There's no lights. And I'm standing on stage just like looking out at everybody. And I took an Adderall that day too.
So you were just ready to go.
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell's going on? Like,
you'd be like, I got 6 hours left on this pill. Let's go.
Dude, yeah, like I was like so like I was trying to be on top of the show and try to do a good thing, but the sound guy like killed the whole vibe, killed the whole show. My band didn't like I hadn't practiced with them really. They were not my band. I hired like picked and chose from other musicians that were going to be there.
Got it.
So it was a really rough set, but I'm glad it all deflected to the sound guy because the guy completely and I was like so adamant. The promoter would apologize and everything because the dude like completely ruined it. And for somebody that's just like trying to be hyper perfect at the moment, you're like, what the hell is this? Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? It's all your fault.
Yeah.
And I had another musician on in my second episode, and I asked him this question, and I want to get your opinion. What's the worst genre of music in your opinion? Like, if you hear it, you're just like, fuck this shit.
That's a good question, man. I'm sorry, guys. If you're listening to this and you like dubstep,
that's pretty bad.
That I don't understand it. It's just sounds to me. I don't know. From my background, the shit that I like, that's just definitely not.
And like, and I especially get it come from you because I'll tell you what, people. This man is a very talented musician. I've seen him pick up multiple different instruments and be able to play them all very well. And then also, he has the voice of an angel when he sings. So the fact that dubstep kind of has no rhyme or reason into like sounds and patterns and like I mean it's just kind of like a grinding, but I've always said that it was white boy reggae. I hate white boy reggae.
White boy reggae. Oh, that's pretty bad too.
I hate it.
Then like Sublime's not even up in your.
No. There's a couple songs that I'm okay with.
I guess, but yeah, it's
but overall, like the Peppers and like all like Slightly Stupids and the all of that, like yeah, dude, I don't need a white boy telling me about his sensei herb. Like, come on, bro. Like,
oh man,
who are you?
Because I love reggae. Like I
love reggae.
Yeah,
but like actual reggae.
I get you on that. Yeah, because I'm not a fan of like that. Like yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like I mean that's
white boy reggae though.
That's one type of cultural appropriation that I'm glad if they want to take that down.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
fucking go for it, dude.
Shut them down. Speaking of Sam, he's gonna be listening. He wants to get some dreads too. Our boy Sam.
Oh, Sammy. Sam, yeah, dude. Sammy was big into the regs.
But he would also agree with us on that. He'd probably have some.
Yeah, dude. I mean, because I could tell when I walked into work. Well, not when I walked, because I was always there before his ass. But when he walked into work, if he was in a bad mood, I knew it because he went straight to the kitchen and then put reggae on. And I would just hear Bob Marley blaring out of the kitchen. I'm like, Sam's in a bad mood.
It's one of those days.
I was like, let's go take a shot and we'll fucking chill out for a minute and then we'll get the shift started. But yeah, man, I mean, it's the power of music and some of it can really piss you off. And white boy reggae is the one that does that to me.
Dude, I'm trying to think of another genre now that you mentioned it. Like, oh, dude, I have a hard time listening to, not for any particular reason, but like pop music in general. Like, listening to like the like I'm not the type of person that'll put on the radio, but I'm also a complete music snob when it comes to what I listen to. And like, yeah, I don't know. I guess you're asking somebody that I have a lot of different like types of music that are just not.
See, I was the same. I was a lot of the same. Like I have very particular types of music I listen to, and that's that. And I'll never put on the radio. Then I had a child, and now I'm curious as to even if it is my child because she doesn't like any of the music I like. I mean, not any of it. Like I have her on all of my like 80s shit, like
of course.
All of my new waves and yacht rocks and things like that. Like when I'm in the car with her, she's down for that, and like Michael Jackson and all that old school pop, and like semi funk and all that all that stuff. But I remember trying to play some punk rock for her one time. She was so mad. She's like, "Dad, what is this trash?" I'm like,
what were you playing?
I started off with Black Flag.
Oh, is she? Yeah.
And then I went into Minor Threat because I did it for a whole car ride. I wanted to, I just like went through a little bit of like punk to a little bit of like metal and new metal, like so. And then I went into like bands like that are a little bit more heavier, like faster, like Every Time I Die and things like that.
It's like the little Flanders kid.
And with a little bit more screaming in it and shit. And she was just like, I mean, she straight up looked at me. She's like, "What is this trash?" And I'm like, "Oh, kid."
Jesus.
But
But she'll grow. I feel like that stuff you grow into, you know.
No, yeah, I get that too, but it's also a bummer because, like say this coming Thursday, we're gonna go visit my wife's mom. So the whole car ride, if she doesn't have her headphones in, listening to whatever she wants to listen to, and I have to put on the radio for her, it's gonna be like Spotify Ariana Grande station or some shit, and I'm gonna have to listen to that for 2 hours.
Yeah, no, that's not cool.
It's a nightmare.
Not for 2 hours. I'm open to listening to, because I filter out through a lot of music constantly, and I'm always into like some new shit. I recently discovered there's a Norwegian death metal reggaeton.
What?
Yeah, it's gnarly. I'll send this to you. It's just like Norwegian death metal, but with like a reggaeton beat.
Dude, yeah, wow, okay, so a reggaeton beat, and then it's just somebody just.
Yeah,
dude, that's fucking.
But then he also goes into like some like singing stuff. It seems like it's great.
I know. I have so many different things happening in my brain right now of what that might be, and
dudes in makeup, like in a tropical setting.
That's fantastic, dude.
Dude, it's great. I'll send. Oh shoot.
Oh yeah, dude, send that to me because I'm already in love with it. So. When you were a bartender, what was like your worst pet peeve, like for like a guest to do?
Oh shit!
Or even a coworker to
touching
do?
the garnishes, man. That's
fuck that shit.
Number one,
shit.
always. Like I've actually, now that looking back on it, that was a little aggressive. But I used to smack people's hands. Like, don't touch that. And like grown men used to like, what the fuck? Like freak out.
I'm like, that to so many people.
I'm like, just don't touch that. Just don't. Or yeah.
Yeah, no, and the thing is too is they fucking knew they're not supposed to touch it because they always waited until like I had 2 tins in my hand and I was shaking and I had no chance of doing it or anything like that. I mean,
to the face.
Dude, I swear to God, there were so many times where I would just slam my shit down and be like, "Hey," and I'll do it really loud to put them on blast, and then I'll grab the whole jar of like limes or whatever they grabbed. And I'll just dump them in the trash. Like I'll hold it up really high, dramatic, and just dump them in the trash and be like, now you just ruined that for everybody else. Because I don't know where the fuck your hands have been, sir. And everyone's just like, what?
People freak out. But I also love the authority that comes with being behind the bar. Like, it didn't come natural at first, but shit, you learn it. Like, if you want to survive, this is your station. You man it. Like, this
no, yeah, dude. Like, you can't let anybody bitch you out in your own place. Like,
no way, dude.
No, dude.
It teaches you how to you gotta be a smart ass with people too, and like, cause you got the smart ass drunk people that try to like.
Oh, dude, they think they're so funny too.
No, you shut them down. Yeah.
No, you shut them down real quick and make them look real stupid because, hey, they like you might have had a few shots, but you've been doing it 5 nights in a row. They're out for a weekend, and their few shots makes them a little bit. Yeah. So when they're trying to fire off at you, they're nowhere near as sharp as you are.
Yeah. Dude.
So you just make them look like an idiot real quick and shut that shit down. I love that. That's one of my favorite parts of bartending.
Right. Some weird sadistic, like a social sadistic, like people that act like jerks, you know, like not everybody.
I'm not gonna give that business to everybody.
No, also, I don't know if you ever played Cupid working behind the bar, where you get like, yeah, this girl, and they start talking, and you're like, hey, you guys want a shot together or whatever, and then. Shit, he's buying her drinks on that, and there you go. Like,
yeah, I've wingmanned many of people, and then also, working that opening shift at Lono, I can't tell you how many first Tinder dates I sat in on.
Oh, dude.
Because they sit right at the bar.
Yeah.
And then you can always tell because one shows up earlier, and then they're looking at their phone, and every time the door opens, they're looking.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, this person doesn't know who they're waiting for. And then they sit down, and then that first cocktail's worth of time is so awkward. Yeah. And I could always tell the person that was going to be extra awkward because they got there like about 30 minutes early and like pounded a drink before the person got there, you know? So they get one in to get a little loose. Dude. So then by the time a girl gets there, like, hey, what's up? Like, what do you... And then it goes into the same normal conversation. Oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, that's neat. Oh, well, I'm the... And I mean, every time it's like textbook, like the same exact conversations.
Dude, that's exhausting too. To have to do that over and over to go on like...
And the crazy thing is too is... And this is for everybody who doesn't bartend. There is no soundproof wall between the well and the seats. So I fucking hear everything you talk about. Everything, dude. But people treat it like because we're on the other side of the bar, we can't hear a fucking word they say.
Because we're not looking at them. That we are not. But I mean, your ears are active like the entire time. You have to like, oh shit.
Nah, dude, you have to be aware of your surroundings, especially when you work in a busy bar.
Dude, yeah. No, I definitely remember one particular time where there was a first date situation and the guy showed up earlier. It wasn't at Lono, it was at another bar I was working at. But dude must have taken some pills or something because he was obliterated. ow, and she left him. And the guy ended up getting beat up by the bouncer because he tried to choke him out. Get this, dude. 30 minutes after this whole incident happened, like the bouncer hit him in the face. He was bleeding. Walked him across the street. Dude disappeared for 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, it's a neighborhood bar. Some person's coming in and was like, there's a guy that's like hanging from a fence from his pants. Like,
oh,
down
shit.
the street. And it was the dude. He was just all bloody. I guess he tried to jump into a house and he got caught.
He got caught and
he's just like hanging there, dude, all bloody. And, like,
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
That's probably the worst Tinder date for like anyone.
Dude, that has to be the worst. Dude. That's bad. I mean, I've seen some awkward ass shit, but that one's real bad. Okay, a quick what's worse before we sign off for the day, because we're edging to that last minute right now. What would be worse in your opinion? To never be able to make your living as a barber, or to have Trump as your father? Jeez. Like you have to, like, you know, just go take a random ass job that you have no passion for.
Yeah.
But you could be the barber, but you know, and you don't even have to live with him, but you just know that, hey, my dad is that guy.
Trick question, man, because I never met my dad, so I'd be I'm all right. I could just distance myself. I don't.
So Bebo just said that Trump is his father.
Yeah, could he be? Maybe?
I mean, there's a high possibility. I mean, honestly though, that the man is so beyond racist. I doubt him dipping into.
He would. I think he would distance himself from me.
Yeah, and also, like, I mean, the only type of non-white that he probably ever fucked was somebody that he had to keep real hush.
Nah, man.
So
I would definitely go with just. I don't like
Trump's my dad, and I never met him.
I'll accept it. I'm not a hateful guy.
Okay,
you know?
One more really quick. Never be able to play music again, or never have sex again.
Damn, I'd probably never have sex again. If I'd never be able to do music.
That's some real musician shit right there.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's people out there that don't already have sex. I mean, there's going to be a point in my life where I probably won't have sex, but
no jacking it either.
Oh.
All right, dude. Okay, so so Bebo, really quick, tell people where they can find you. I'll add it in the links, but go ahead.
All right, man. You can look on YouTube, Bebo and the Good Time Boys. All our music's out there. Spotify, Apple Music, Pornhub. There's some videos up too. You definitely want to find them, but check the links and
hells yeah, dude.
You're gonna maybe some stuff that we talked about too, like cancerous tumors with teeth and hair.
Woo! So yeah, I will post all of Bebo's links, and I mean, you know where to find me because you're only watching this because of me and him and me. And I brought you to this promised land.
Most of you.
No, but yeah, Chad Austin on all social media. Audio out Mondays, video on Tuesday. This has been The Worst with Bebo. We out.